Hello, back with another turtle video. I'll be discussing Moja today with some clips of me drawing her playing in the background so you have something to look at. And a little disclaimer, if you haven't read The Last Ronin or The Lost Years yet, I'll probably say something that'll spoil it, so heads up and over. As of recording this video, the first issue for The Last Ronin 2 Re-Evolution isn't out yet, so at least I won't be spoiling any of that, but I'm sure there'll be things that need to be revised after we have more information, but this is it for now, so let's get into it. I broke down Uno last time, so Moja's up next, and it is Moja. I watched a few videos on the pronunciation because I heard someone else say it with like a Spanish J sound, like Moja, and it really threw me off. I thought I was saying it wrong, but it's Moja, as it's spelled Moja. But it has that like tricky, like, it's Swahili, and if you're someone who like spoke it fluently and has the proper accent, it sounds slightly different, but it's like there's a secret H in there and I can't say it, so Moja is close enough, but it's definitely not Moja. So anyway, I didn't mention it in Uno's video because I forgot, but all of their names are the number 1 in different languages that Mikey encountered or places that he travelled in the Lost Years. So that was their naming theme, and I'll talk about the other two in their video. So Uno's Spanish and Italian, and Moja is Swahili. So yeah, kicking it off for real now over the pronunciation thing. I'm going to start with her design like I did with Uno. So for Moja's design, they went with browns, which again is a deviation from the traditional greens, and I like it. She has patterns on her skin like Yi, a big light patch over her like beak and some speckling around the eyes, as well as up her arms and legs. There's also a big light patch on the back of her head. I didn't notice until this user on Instagram and Tumblr, they did a little comic and they stylized the patch as a like love heart shape on the back of her head, and I thought that was so cute. There's a link to their comic in the description if you want to check out their work. Physically, she is bulkier than Uno and Yi, but is not completely massive like Odin, and she's got like really big hands and like thick forearms, kind of like the 2012 style. And I thought that was cute. It makes her look a little bit different, like little punchy boxy hands. And the shape of her shell is different again. It's more triangular and it's very broad at the shoulders, and it curls a little bit under at the bottom. It reminds me of a roly-poly bug. And around the shoulders, because I've drawn her a few more times since I recorded this page, I've been doing a shorthand where I, from front views, map the shape of her shoulder and up the neck muscles to keep the silhouette right, but also to show the shell from the front, because it's kind of got a weird kick in shape just where the shoulder meets the neck. So yeah, I've been coming up with shorthands for a few of them, or just mild stylizations, because they're quite complicated designs and I want to keep it consistent for myself. As for accessories, in the first few sections of the book when they're all younger, she only has hand wraps, but moving forward into Re-Evolution when they're a bit older, it looks like she's going to be sporting a coat that's open front and tucked into a belt. It has like little shoulder cutouts and it has a hood. I personally really liked the oversized hoodie she wore when they went topside with April. It had a big pocket on the front and she was wearing little white boots, and I thought that was quite a cute look. Side note from that, I'll probably bring this up again in Yi's video. I'm excited that they mixed it up and they have 2 boys and 2 girls and didn't make it weird like Venus from the next mutation, but also they are indistinguishable from the boys. And I see people mixing them up a lot and not really knowing which ones are the girls, so I don't know. Let's see if they're just going to play the pronoun game with them, or they'll have some feminine traits or interests later on. Like, to be fair, they only appeared in 42 out of the 200 pages in the Lost Years, So we haven't actually had that much time to get to know these turtles yet, so until then I will squeeze the content and jump to whatever conclusions I feel like until proven otherwise. But yeah, I can't wait to eat my words in a month when I get the first issue of Re-Evolution and some of the things I say are wrong. Yay. Getting back on track with my talking points, her personality so far been shown to be reliable, follows the rules, has a strong sense of justice, excitable, enjoys alone time, and has a short fuse but isn't out of control. Some of her notable interactions I liked in the book was when they visited Tinker 2 and she was holding April's hand on her bad side. I'm choosing to interpret that as Moja helping April with her balance since she has a prosthetic leg and arm now. Like, I love that April's a cyborg. I think that's very cool. But yeah, I thought that scene was quite cute. And it's very subtle. I didn't notice it the first time. It was only when I was going back to take pictures that I saw it. So Moja is also the one to pat Yi on the back when she was choking on the cigarette smoke. Moja and Yi are drawn close in a lot of panels and often bounce off each other with their dialogue. So like the sisters seem to have more to be on more equal terms. She doesn't go out of her way to protect Yi like she does with Odin, and certainly doesn't pick fights with her sister like she does with Uno. I'm glad they all have like unique sibling relationships with each other, and I can't wait for that to be explored more. But yeah, Moja definitely has everyone's back, you know, despite getting annoyed at Uno when he steps out of line or messes things up or is unnecessarily mean. Like, they have beef, but they're definitely not malicious. A standout characteristic they gave her that I thought was quite cute and I enjoyed was the headphones. She mostly uses them for music, but was also wearing them when the fireworks were going off in the little Lost Years special. And honestly, same girl, like, I have to wear earbuds at concerts or like loud places, it's too much. So yeah. Anyway, still talking about the headphones, so what music does Moja listen to? In the little box they found of Donnie's mixtapes, it had Devo, Thomas Dolby and Rush, but it seems like Moja made her own mixtape with Joy Division and 9 Inch Nails on it. On one of the drawings I put some of the lyrics of a Joy Division song while she's like scribbling in a sketchbook. I'm making a lot of reaching conclusions on them. They haven't got a lot of information. She just seems like she might scribble in a book while listening to music, so that's what I drew. She also seems quite keen on movies. Tinker 2 was given a Tommy Boy DVD, and Moja commented, you know, that's a good one, with a big smile, and she wanted to stay and watch the movie with Tinker 2, but April insisted they had to go, so no movies that night. Where they might take her character. Again, I hope they aren't just dupes of the original 4 and they get their own personalities and like story arcs fleshed out more. Again, 42 pages, that's all we've got of them so far, so I think maybe something they could play off. Moja like has a really strong sense of justice and beefs with Uno because of it, and you know, had things to say about the policeman that she didn't like, but she's definitely not out of control like Raph was in some iterations. So I think it would be more fun if they played off her being a black and white thinker and very literal, and having like, you know, being naive and that getting her into trouble instead of the temper. Because these turtles are essentially, you know, homeschooled shut-ins, and they don't know how to deal with people outside of, like, kicking them in the face upon first meeting them. Like, it's a good piece of drama to have a character really hard in on an idea because they think that it's the right thing, only to find out they were wrong later. So that's my prediction for her. I think her sense of justice might get her in trouble. Alright, near the end now. About the art that I did, I just did these in my sketchbook. Well, it's not even a sketchbook, it's like a calendar numbered diary with blank pages. It just feels like printer paper. So that's why there's a number in the corner. And yeah, I did the sketches with a non-photo blue pencil, but like you can just use a blue pencil, it's not a big deal. I used a variety of different pens for the lines. I've just been trying out a lot of stuff lately. So I used a brush pen for 2 of them. My favourite brush at the moment is the Pentel Sign brush. It's like a pointy felt tip pen. It's stiff though, so it doesn't squish in as much as a normal felt tip. And I've also been using just a black ballpoint Sharpie. I like the way ballpoint pens feel, and this one doesn't bleed when I use colours on it, so that's good. And yeah, to colour I used alcohol markers. Most of them were Copic branded, but there's some other ones as well. I don't really think the brand matters that much. Copics are the nicest one, but you know, sometimes $10 a texture is a bit hard to justify when there's ones out there for $2 each that do almost as good. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for Odin and Yi's video as well. Bye!